In her search for what she's called a red, white and blue Brexit, Theresa May has rejected the idea of settling for the Norwegian or Swiss or Turkish models of how to trade with the EU without being a member state. That's prompted some in Brussels and Berlin to retort that Britain is heading for the Ukrainian model, essentially a trade deal but not much else. And as luck would have it, the Ukrainian ambassador dropped by the Senedd, where she told Lynn Courtney that the big difference is that Ukraine would love to join the EU but has to settle for what it can get.
Let us be realistic. We are not at that point ready for the EU membership, and the EU is not ready to accept Ukraine. So I think that now the main challenge for Ukraine is to build European state within our country. And then at some point we can be invited to join as an equal partner.
Ukraine wants to become full members of the EU. Do you find it strange that the UK wants to Brexit?
Of course, this is the decision of the British people. For me, it came as a surprise. My main message and request to the UK government just not to forget about Ukraine in this whirl of Brexit affairs, because Ukraine is a major factor of European security.
Are you concerned about Trump's relationship with Putin?
I for sure know what I don't want to see from the Trump and his administration is that I don't want to see the destiny of Ukraine discussed or even reserved without our participation.
Neil McAvoy, what do you take from what the ambassador was saying about the Ukraine's relationship with the EU?
I think they clearly want to be in the EU. It was interesting that she said they're not ready. I think if you look at some of the politics in the Ukraine, extremely right-wing. There's a really nasty aspect of some Ukrainian nationalism, and it's very dangerous.
Nathan Gill, does the Ukraine experience give you pause for thought about what life could be like outside the EU if we're not careful?
No, it's we're talking about chalk and cheese. The United Kingdom is nothing like Ukraine. Our populations are vastly different. We're the 5th biggest economy in the world. The Ukraine cannot or should not be allowed to join the EU as far as I'm concerned, because when they gave up their nuclear weapons, the deal was that they would be a buffer zone between the West and the Soviet Union or Russia now.
But it won't be anything to do with Britain now. Your view won't prevail if you...
Well, no, the world is still concerned about poking the Russian bear, quite frankly, and I think that's the last thing that we want to be doing.